everyone, Hannah Silver here. It's been a while since I've made a piano lesson video and I'm on a roll today and it's time. So the point of this video today is you are a person who's teaching yourself piano off YouTube. Maybe you've never had a lesson with a teacher in person. It's only been off YouTube. So this video is for you and I'm going to be focusing on, while it's about technique at the piano, there's going to be one main point. And that is when you play piano, you should never experience pain, and tension is bad. I've been thinking about making this video since I happened to meet a drummer a number of months ago, and he told me that he actually had a teacher at university who said to him something like, "It's not practice unless it hurts." That is wrong. I've got this sign up that I like having on my wall as a reminder for me and my students. Sometimes playing piano feels a little like doing nothing at all. Playing piano should feel easy. It should agree with the body. And you should be able to practice for a long time, for many hours. I mean, if you want to. So, what should you know? What should you keep an eye on? Never had a lesson with a teacher. How do you know what to do? Okay, so neutral hand, this picture that I just showed you. When we play piano, we want to have a neutral hand. What does that mean? That means when you are just standing, your hand is just by your side, your hand looks something like this. Neutral, it's not doing anything. This is the hand shape that we want on the piano. Actually, a nice preparation you can do as well. I heard a teacher call, if you flip your hands upside down and feeling floppy, this is a dead bug, because you got dead bug legs are stuck up in the air. Flip it. Alright, I'm jumping ahead here, but neutral hand. You know what? We'll come back to that. How do we get to neutral hand? Start with your feet flat on the floor for sitting at the piano. Sitting on the front edge of the chair, tall back. I'll come back to that in a moment. How far should you sit from the piano? You do the knee check. Thank you to my friend Alan for telling me. The knee check is where you have pretty much just like your knee under the piano. So you just lift up one leg, see if it touches, how much do you have. If you've got too much thigh under there, move back. If you lift up your leg and you're not even touching, you're too far. All right, so do the knee check. Sitting on the front edge of the chair. Okay, feet flat, sitting up tall. Now, because my point of the lesson today is no pain, no tension, I'm a person, and I have a few students like this, who when I am psychologically stressed, my shoulders come up. I get tension in my shoulders. So, when you're sitting at the piano, you can either sit up straight, or you might be a person who benefits from leaning forward slightly. The reason is it frees up your shoulders and it makes it easier to send gravity, your arm weight, from your shoulders and down into your fingertips. All right, so we know how to sit at the piano now. We got neutral hands on the piano. How high should you sit? You want your elbow, I don't know, don't judge me perfectly. This looks like I'm sitting a tiny bit low. I would position my students a little bit higher than this, but you know what? I've been playing piano for so long. This feels good to me. And you may very well find that actually you like sitting higher, and some people do like sitting higher with a sloping down hand. Some people, my teacher always used to mention Glenn Gould to me, used to sit terribly low at the piano, and that worked for him. But generally, a good rule of thumb is, this looks pretty good, but you want your forearm basically straight. You have space under your hand, your fingers hang out of your knuckle, and you're just always, and it's nice to do this, smooth over your hand. It's nice to have soft hands, soft muscles. We don't want to use our muscles unless we need to, and even then, we want to relax immediately afterwards. Your thumb. What does it do when you play? I'll bet you it sticks out. I once went to a shop and saw someone typing on the cash register, typing like this, with their thumb stuck right out. And I was just like, why? Why are you doing that? Your thumb doesn't need to be like that. So we want a soft thumb Try it. Watch your thumb. You won't know what your thumb is doing when you're playing piano unless you look at it. One last thing about the thumb. If you just feel how squishy it is. Now touch your 1 and 2 together and feel the muscle. Touch your 1 and 3. It's getting harder. 1 and 4 and 1 and 5. Incidentally, this is also how people check how much their steak is cooked. So we want soft muscles, soft hand. Watch your thumb. See what it's doing. Thumb should just do nothing. That's all. If you play and you see this coming out, just smooth it down. All right. I've got 3 exercises to help you feel floppy. So no pain, no tension. What do you do if you're feeling pain and you're feeling tension? Well, this is thing number 1 out of the 3 exercises I'll show you. Arm fling flop. I am not doing anything with my arms. They're just hanging out, and I'm turning my upper body and allowing my arms to fly out. Do this for about 30 seconds. This is great. I still remember doing this when I was 5 years old at school, doing gross motor. It's still good. All right, so arm fling flop. Second exercise, sit at the piano, give yourself some space. Arm flops in your lap. Just hold up your arms, drop. And just do this like 3 or 4 times. That's just to make sure you really can feel the weight of your arms coming out of your shoulder sockets. Okay, great, fine. Third one, splat wobble. Thank you to one of my students for coming up with the name. Splat wobble. Take your hands, gently place them on the piano. I touch the back because then I'm just letting them sit heavy. You heard I did that with no noise, but my hands are pushing on the keys. They're just sitting there. So that's the splat part. The wobble part is hold out your elbows and drop. Hold out your elbows and drop. You might be able to see that when I drop my elbows, I get a little wobble. I'm not making the wobble happen. It's just happening because I'm relaxed. So what's the point of splat wobble? The point is often we'll do all these exercises. Yeah, cool. I'm feeling floppy. Yeah, great. And then go to the piano and you go, piano. And psychologically, you become stressed in anticipation of what you're going to have to do on the piano. So I like splat wobble because I am relaxed with the piano. All right. What's next? A few other things to help you. Make sure you have no pain, no tension. You can build up finger strength. I've just got some squishy balls, or if this is too easy for you, if you're really strong, you can use those special hand exercises with springs attached. They're way too tough for me. I just use squishy balls. 20-30 squishes, that's plenty. Often I will do this and then I recognize that I'm tense, so I'll do this again to loosen up again. I want you to consider how you're using your body. An example is, let's say I've got a heavy shopping bag here. How am I going to pick it up? Am I going to take my tiny pinky and try to lift it like that? No. A little bit better, but still not the best. Am I going to bend over and use my hand? No. We're taught, use your core and use where you have strength. You've got strength in your legs. So you bend your strong legs and you keep a straight back. So it's kind of the same thing for piano. Piano is easiest, and you will find that you play piano. You know, sometimes playing piano feels a little like doing nothing at all. If you go with where you have the most strength and sturdiness. Unfortunately, we can't use our legs on the piano. We have our upper body. At a higher level, if you're going to be playing like big chords like that, you might pay attention to feeling strength from your back, from between your shoulder blades, your core that way. But otherwise, at an earlier level, it's all about sitting up tall, allowing the weight to come from your shoulders. Your wrist stays up. It's totally fine. You might have learned to move your wrists around, or maybe you haven't. Either way, your wrists definitely do have a little bit of give. And follow through, just like a golfer doesn't hit the golf ball and then stop. They follow through. Same with tennis. So we have the same idea of follow through on the piano. The reason why I like doing this is because you meet your knuckles. You have strength in your knuckles. So when you play, don't have a flat hand, because then you are not using the bigger knuckle that has strength in it. It's much easier. So I think I'll wrap it up, because I think I've pretty much said most everything. Flat feet, sitting up tall. Maybe do a quick splat wobble to make sure you're still relaxed with the piano. And then check you have space under your hand, your knuckles are popped up, and gently play. Something easy. I will say one last thing. What if you're playing stuff, maybe you can play quite a lot, you've taught yourself quite a lot, and when you play you get tension and pain. What should you do? You are getting pain and tension because you're worried about it. And usually you'll be worried about it because you're trying to do something fast. So, thing number one, slow it down and practice it gradually speeding up with your metronome. Is that tedious? Yeah. But that's just how you have to do it. So you want to slow things down to a point where you are thinking, and it is a thought, it's an emotion, this is easy. Say for example, you're doing consecutive octaves or even big chords, but I'll use octaves. When you do these, there is always, you only get pain and tension if you are consistently stretched out for a long amount of time. So the answer is to constantly come back to neutral hand. Now, if you're doing this exercise slowly, then we have time to release in between each one. So you might already be protesting to me and going, yeah, but when you see the professionals do it, they just go bam, 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 bam. And the answer is, well, no. What's happening is they are going stretch, relax, stretch, relax, stretch, relax, so fast and such a minuscule amount that you can't see it, and probably they can't see it, and they might even not realize that they're doing it, because by the time you get to that level you go bam, 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 bam. You've done it for so many years correctly that you can reach that virtuosic level of playing. All right, I'm going to leave it there for now. If you have a question, leave it in the comments, hit subscribe. Who knows, maybe I'll make more of these videos. Anyway, good luck and have a good one. See you later.